Hey everyone, welcome to Our Small Footprint. My name is Nyssa and we are a family of 7 at home, living off-grid in Australia. We were 8. That intro is going to take a little bit of time to figure out. It's actually Monday morning and I normally do a Sunday chat on Sunday and I didn't get a chance. It was Mother's Day, so Darryl didn't go to church with the kids and stayed home to get some flatback furniture done for me and things like that, and it threw my whole routine out. I was going to bake something with the kids on camera and ended up just letting them bake it themselves because I was too busy, and so it just didn't happen. Now we did have the hamper on Saturday though, so what I'll do is I'll give you guys the spiel and the hamper, and then I'll come back and do my chatting. So it is early Monday morning, it's only 6:30. It's chilly and I thought I'd just come out to the patio and get this done, and then edited and up while I'm doing other work on the computer. Darryl has Dungeons and Dragons this morning as well, his streamed episode, whatever you want to call it, session, which means that I have to sort of avoid inside where my office and stuff is as well, so I'll probably get a whole bunch done in the kitchen this morning because I'm avoiding that, but it means all the kids have to avoid inside as well, so it ends up pretty loud out here. So now seems like a good time to do it before everyone else is up, because I always get up before everyone else. So first up, monthly hamper. Every month we have the opportunity to access Aberdeen monthly pantry service. Lois and Pete run the service, and you pre-order your hamper 10 days up, like it sort of starts a week and a half before the hamper date, and it runs monthly, as I said. So you get an advance notice that it's going to happen, and then you prepay for one so that they know how many they need to sort out. The hampers are $50 and they are a get what you're given service, so you get whatever is in the hamper for the $50. You also have access to their pantry store, which has discounted goods of a variety of things, like they have some sauces and tin goods and sometimes some actual clothing items as well, some frozen goods, some pantry snack type stuff, all that sort of thing. So you can shop at the pantry shop as well, which is also actually open in the off fortnight as well. So when the hampers are once a month, but the pantry store is open twice a month. They also try and get bins of fresh produce in for each hamper, and you get to select from the bins if you so desire. This month there was corn cobs, small potatoes, sweet potatoes, and tomatoes, I think, and they were $2 a bag on top of what you already got. So you get a box of mixed produce, and then you can buy extra for the $2 a bag if you want. So the hampers are always well worth the $50. I think that they're very much aimed more at a like couple, maybe a couple with a kid. And for us, they aren't meals as such. There is not enough in the hamper, generally speaking, that it makes much of a meal. You could stretch it. There is some dried pasta and some tin goods and a small amount of meat and things like that, but lots of single serve meals and things like that, and they're not necessarily aimed at our size family, but we make use of whatever we get, and we appreciate the fresh produce in the middle of a shop as well, which is always nice. And we like to support them because the whole point with the kind of service that they're offering is that if people don't use the service, they don't have the facility to continue offering the service. So if you don't have customers, if you don't have people who are purchasing the hampers, then they can't provide them, and they have the opportunity to provide them for people in need if there's paying people. So by having enough paying customers, when there's some sort of a disaster or there's some sort of an issue or there's, a family that's in need, Peter and Lois are able to supply them with hampers at no cost because they've got the paying customers. So you get that a little bit, that, why am I purchasing a hamper, or why have I got access to hampers when I spend as much money as I do on food already? And the whole point is that everyone has access to them. You do not have to have a healthcare card or prove that you need to or anything like that. And by accessing it, it allows the service to grow and help people who really need it. And there was times when we first were accessing it that we really needed it. Now it's not so much. Now I enjoy the fact that it's a top up. It's exciting sometimes just to see what's there. The kids really like all the really heavily processed snacks that I don't buy a lot of. and we're supporting them and advertising them. So by doing that, we're helping their service to be accessed by more people. So there's a lot of reasons behind why we access the service, and a large part of that is to help promote it, because without promotion, they can't grow and provide more service to people who need it. So anyway, I'll show you the clip now of this month's hamper, and then I will come back. I'm going to fill my coffee cup and then I'll come back. Alrighty, so this month's hamper. This was the mixed box of fruit and veg that we got, along with a box of rocket and a box of spinach leaves. We got 2 of the spaghetti and 2 spirals, another bag of this pepperoni. We really need to work through some of the pepperoni that we've got. The box of the peach iced teas and a few tins. We got some baked beans, some tin spaghetti, some sweet corn, and a peri-peri chicken soup, a jar of bolognese pasta sauce, a 2 litre of Paul's custard, and a box of Vita Brits, a 1 kilo of rice, some creamy pumpkin cup of soup, and a couple of packets of instant noodles, and a Chinese fried rice flavouring packet. There's also a tin of diced tomatoes there. There's a small jar of peanut butter and Vegemite, a cauliflower rice, and some other frozen veg, some peas and a stir-fry vegetable frozen one there, a beef mince, frozen beef mince, and a frozen pack of chicken breasts, as well as half a dozen of the single serve meals, vegetable chickpea casserole, lemon chicken and mash, a few of those. There is 4 different loaves of bread. There is a grain bread, a rye, a fruit toast, and a white bread. Some of the spicy ramen twisties the kids like, and the sour cream and cheddar snapped. I might claim them this month actually, as well as a box of barbecue flavoured rice snacks. The extra veggies were $2 a bag. There's a bag of corn, a bag of white potatoes, and a bag of sweet potatoes. And Darryl spent a little bit of money at the shop, as he always does. And Darryl spent a little bit extra at the shop, like he always does. A couple of bags of these salt and vinegar veggie straws, some of these Cheezle hot rods, new flavour. There's some iced gingerbread cookies, a cup of noodles. I think this is aimed at Sonnet. She always really likes those. Some instant miso soup. That would be interesting to try. Some wipes and a local raw honey. So that as well. And that was this month's hamper. All right, so that was the hamper. We have already used the corn up fairly quickly. The kids have all sampled the snacks as they do. They go through them pretty quickly. And everything else has been sorted onto the shelves. So, other than that, what have we got to update? I'll put some photos in here of what the kids made me for Mother's Day. There's some cute little handmade doobie things that they've done for me. Not so little, some of them. And we've started getting the flat pack furniture for the office / studio space put together, slowly but surely. I just realised I wasn't wearing my mic, so we'll see how good that sound was. Whether that sound worked or not, we'll see. It should. It was right there, but you might have been able to hear the coffee a whole lot. I had to share some sad news about one of the cats. So the rescue kittens, we got Duck and Toothless were the eldest 2 rescue cats, and Toothless went on heat, so we had to wait till that passed, and then we got her and Duck desexed first. A couple of days after Duck had been desexed, we let him out of the cage into the house, and he was fine. He stayed around. He came and he turned up for breakfast and dinner every day. He sort of kept his distance, but we saw him. And then a few days later, because Duck was male, that was a couple of days, and then the vet said to leave Toothless in her cage for 4 days because she was female. So 4 days, so a couple of days after Duck got let out, we let Toothless out into the house. She went mental. She bolted from one end of that house to the other at top speed and went really skitsy and was really uncontrollable. And then she managed to get out of the house. And we couldn't coax her back in. Wet food, dry food, nothing. She wouldn't have a bar of it. She wouldn't come anywhere near us. Nothing at all, like Duck had been. And then the next morning I found her deceased just on the ground. No trauma or anything else, just lying deceased on the ground. So I assume either she did too much and tore something internally. It was cold, but it wasn't that cold. Like, it was still only like 5 degrees or something. It wasn't freezing. But I have no idea. All I know is that when she got let out, she went absolutely psycho. And then we thought, well, we should get her back in the cage, except that trying to corner her was no good. And then she'd only, had the desexing. So she got out and no idea. So that's really sad. So we lost one of the rescue cats. We have Panda is still contained in the girls' room because she hasn't been desexed yet. So we have, she's booked in for this week, I think. Her and Sinatra are booked in for this week. And then we will keep them contained. We have been trying to think of a way to seal a section of the house, because at the moment the problem with the house is that it's not very sealable. So we've got sliding doors and things like that, and they don't close very well, like barn door sliding doors. So, which is good for us actually at the moment, because it means the current cats let themselves in and out. But that's not going to work, and we don't want to have the same sort of risk factor that we had with Toothless. So we're looking at sealing in sort of the new half of the house. It's a bit easier to seal in we'll create some temporary framework with some cat netting or insect screen or whatever, so that they can be let out of the girls' room into a bit of a larger space while recovering, but not the whole house. And we can contain Panda a little bit. Being female, we don't want the same sort of thing to happen, though she is much more tame. She's been raised in the girls' room, whereas Toothless was not very tame when we got her desexed, though she tolerated the vet all right. So it was surprising. And Duck was great. Like, we thought Duck was going to be really bad, but he stuck around, and he's still around. He comes out every morning with me. He's been sleeping on Apollo's bed occasionally, and most of the mornings he and Dolores and Akio will come and demand biscuits when I get up, because I'm the first one up, and he sleeps on the mat just behind my desk and things like that. So Duck has been fine. Toothless, we didn't even have the opportunity to try, and I don't know, it's sad. So yes, we're down one of the kittens, which is just a bit of a bummer. Yeah, I don't know, it just sucked. Mother's Day gifts, flat pack furniture. That has been a lot of the focus, is getting that furniture sorted, getting the new big D&D job that we're doing done, and that sort of thing. I am still working on food, trying to figure out before the next shop and things like that. Mum actually needs to have a cataract removed. She's had one removed from one eye. I went down there the first one and helped because she couldn't drive, and to take her to the appointment, the surgery and the day surgery and the follow-up appointment the next day and stuff like that. So I'm going to do that again for the next one, because she's going to Canada in August. So August, September, something like that, to visit my sister. So I am going to help her with the cataract surgery. So that will define a little bit of when I do my next shopping trip, because I'll try and organise it around it. It may mean that I can't take the trailer though, because if Mum can't come with me, then I can't park appropriately at the fruit and veg store. So it will just mean that if I have to go shopping by myself, I can't take the trailer, which will limit me a little bit. I'm not 100% how that will go. I'm so used to having the trailer now, but I also don't need anywhere near as much. I definitely overbought the last shopping trip, so I'm not sure. I'll just have to plan it as I go. And it might not be the next shopping trip, it might be the shopping trip after, which means that I can plan the next shopping trip knowing that the one after that's going to have to be smaller. Like, I don't know. We'll see how we go. It's all just up in the air. Life at the moment is a little bit up in the air. Having a child leave the house definitely makes a difference. We've started up the distance education classes for the kids to go along with our homeschooling, and it's been a bit of a slog getting through all the paperwork and getting everything sorted, and I have bookshop orders that I have to order, and so we're a quarter of the way through the year and I've already bought a lot of resources for the year based on the way we teach, and I'm now having to purchase all this stuff based on the way they teach, and that's fine. I'm happy to do it, but it's like an $800 book list between the 5 kids. So I'm having to break that down and get that purchased. We have all the normal resources, like all the pens and pencils and protractors and counting cubes and shape cubes and all that. We have all of that. But it's the textbook type things and the novels for each term. We don't necessarily have all of those. We have a few of them, but not all of them. So I'm doing that at the moment and getting that all sorted. The kids all need webcams each. We only have, I think, 2 webcams in the house, and each child will need a webcam for their computer. So I need to sort that out as well. One of the kids' headphones, I bought them all brand new headphones at Christmas, and one of the kids' headphones isn't working. So that's fun. And they were expensive ones this time too. I actually put the effort in to buy decent ones in the hopes that they would last. Yeah, that was a bit of wishful thinking, wasn't it? I've overfilled my coffee. Concentrating too hard on talking. I have paper towel. Let me just clean this up. So we've been working hard on that anyway, working hard on getting the new schooling stuff set up. And all that. I don't know. It's been a busy week, but I don't feel like I've actually accomplished anything that to share. And that's sort of the thing. And I always say that I've considered some sort of a podcasty type thing because there's heaps of stuff that I'd love to talk about, and I don't know whether I really can or should, especially in this sort of a platform. We haven't, I don't know. It'd be nice to have the ability to talk about some things, but I don't feel like I really can in this situation. So that seems very obtuse, doesn't it? I have my cinnamon dolce choc zero sweetener in my coffee of a morning. I get it off iHerb, and it's a sugar-free sweetener. I don't use it to sweeten as such. It does sweeten it very slightly. We bought these are those coffee beans that I bought we were spoiled, I think. I'd been buying those flavored coffee beans from Costco, the hazelnut vanilla ones, and they didn't have them this month. And so we bought the cheapest ones, which I've bought before. They're in a silver packet. They're like a 1.8 kilo packet, and they work out about $20 a kilo. They used to be about 18 a kilo. They're now 20. And they're harsh. Really harsh compared to those really smooth, sweet coffee beans that we had. So I'm very much appreciating my sweetener, though I only use a pump out of it, and it doesn't really sweeten it. It just takes the very edge off it. But I really love that whole cinnamony flavour that comes through, especially of a morning. The white chocolate wasn't bad either, and I've just opened a vanilla. I haven't tried it yet, but the vanilla will be interesting to try too. I buy them off iHerb. They're about $25 a bottle, but it's a 750ml bottle, and I'm only using one pump, which is, I think, 7.5 mils. So theoretically, I'm getting like 75 to 100 pumps out of a bottle. So for $25, I'm okay with it. It's not like I treat myself that much, so it's okay. And using only one pump per this size coffee, then I'm not overdoing it either. It is far too hot to drink, which is the whole point of these thermoses, but I can't put the lid on it because I overfilled it. I have rambled, and I have no idea what I've rambled because that's what I do. Might have to do a Q&A again maybe so that I can cover some subjects. I really need to just spend some time on the website and Patreon and all the rest of it, and I say that every week, and every week the week just gets away from me, and I don't get done what I really want to get done, and I'm not real sure how to fix that. I'm hoping the new desk space will help. At the moment, everything's done on one table. I use a dining table as my desk. It's the same dining table that Mum taught me to sew on. So this dining table has been in my family since I was I want to say 10, 12. And was my cutting table for sewing, but then when I didn't have space to sew, I turned it into my desk so that I'd keep the table but it would have use. And I do everything on it, like all the kids' schoolwork, all the 3D editing, everything. I've got my laptop as well as my main computer. Everything is on that table and it drives me nuts. It has no drawers because it's a dining table and things like that. So the new desk has more space. It has drawers underneath it. It's an L shape so that I can separate my laptop because I do all my editing on my laptop. So I can put my laptop slightly separate to my work computer and try and figure it out. I don't know. I'm really hoping that by having a bit of space of my own again, that I can personalize and make it streamline and make more efficient. That will help with my workload as well. And that maybe I'll improve with getting my lists of tasks done. Maybe. I don't know. We'll see. I'm all over the place this week. So that is it from me today. I have already got footage for Wednesday's video for the past couple of days. Pasta sauce, I think. And I'm going to come back out to the kitchen once Darryl starts his D&D this morning. So I don't know what I'm going to get done, but there's heaps to get done at the moment. So we'll work on it. But until I see you again, thanks for watching, guys, and I very much appreciate it. And I will see you on the next one. Bye, guys.